Dear friends, Castrated Cantate, weird worshipping under corona conditions, or voiceless veneration. Some thoughts on the Corona Cantate 2020, the first service after all abstinence. Sing to the Lord a new song. Psalm 98 verse 1. The Sunday slogan. And traditionally, this invitation was willingly taken by our congregations. The great choirs challenged, Cantate, sing. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have worked salvation for him. Psalm 98, the full voice one. So the full opening of this ancient hymn reads, and now, how much can we emphasize this enthusiastic invitation after 2 months of abstinence? The first chance for a public service in church. How much have we been longing for this after Corona confinement? 2 months of public prayers being banned, vast virtual veneration, these unique isolated invocations, alibi obsessions. We emphasized our ancestors curfewed war by war, our persecuted brothers, and all silent services all over the world and history. Raising after a locked up Easter, breathless waiting for a breezy Pentecost expiring at all end. Sing to the Lord a new song. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp, and with the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout for joy before the Lord, the King. Let the sea resound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord. That is Psalm 98 verses 4 to 9. A plentiful, powerful, praising PM. On the contrary, at this moment, in these days, only a hand-picked handful, limited lining, regulatory, registered, sparsely spaced, in decreed distance, sterile standing, masked menace, and after all, severely silenced. Aerosol anxiety. Only solo surrogate alibi areas. And no joint joy. No congregational cantata. No public praises. Public praises purely banned. A castrated cantata in a vast voiceless veneration, a weird worship. This ambivalent approach is challenging our churches. A terrifying tension, confined to corona conditions, a withstanding worship, human humiliation, and divine desire. Contrasted by the awe-inspiring preaching pericope of the Solomonic service celebrating temple dedication. The pericope taken from the second book of Chronicles, chapter 5, as reads, "Then Solomon summoned to Jerusalem the elders of Israel, all the heads of the tribes and the chiefs of the Israelite families, to bring up the ark of the Lord's covenant from Zion, the city of David. And all the Israelites came together to the king at that time of the festival of the 7th month. When all the elders of Israel had arrived, the Levites took up the ark, and they brought up the ark and the tent of meeting and all the sacred furnishings in it. The Levitical priests carried them up. All the Levites who were musicians, Asaph, Heman, Jeduthun, and their sons and relatives, stood on the east side of the altar, dressed in fine linen and playing cymbals, harps, and lyres. They were accompanied by 120 priests sounding trumpets. The trumpeters and the musicians joined in unison to give praise and thanks to the Lord. Accompanied by trumpets, cymbals, and other instruments, the singers raised their voices in praise to the Lord and sang, "He is good. His love endures forever." Then the temple of the Lord was filled with a cloud, and the priests could not perform their service because of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord filled the temple of God. So 2 Chronicles chapter 5, verses 2 to 14, sparing out 6 to 11. What a contrast. What a contrast we have to stand. What a passionate pressure, a suffering solidarity, a longing lust to Lord in infected abstinence. But aren't we put under probation? Isn't this a curing challenge? How long have we heard half-hearted hymns? How long many misery melodies? How many cherished choirs have gone? How many services had been already silenced? Our public prayers are purely paroled. Do we recognize our empty ears, our masked mouth? This terrific, yes, terrifying tension is to cure us, to long for Lords, to search for songs, to hear hymns even after absolute abstinence. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? For from my deliverance are the words of my groaning. O my God, I cry day by by day, but thou dost not answer, and by night, but I have no rest. Yet thou art holy, and thou art enthroned upon the praises of Israel. So reads the famous Psalm 22 in the beginning. In this awe-inspiring aspiration, we are already celebrating, knowing that if even our services are silenced, we are anticipating heavenly hymns and a cosmic praise which will regain and recover, recreate and rejoice. And we long for the moment when our silent song, our peaceful prayers, our heart's hymns, our vulnerable voices join in a heavenly harmony, infecting all our earth. With this castrated cantate, we are lured, longing for Lord's lustfully, and eventually understand. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp, and with the harp and the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout before the Lord the King. Let the sea sound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord. Cantate. Enjoy it. It will come again.